Do you work for a startup or a scale up and find that you just can't focus on getting some tasks done? Well, I've got a tool for you today that I love and use regularly. Hi, my name's Alysha Randall, and I am a fractional CFO for Fast Growth Consulting. And I also train new and aspiring finance directors for startups and scale ups. And today I wanted to introduce you to the Pomodoro Timer or technique. So this is something I talked about relatively recently when thinking about how to find time to self-study, how to find time to plan. And I introduced one of the tools you could use is the Pomodoro technique. If you wanted to get a big overview of how to fit self-study, then I'll put a link below and above for that video. But just to look at Pomodoro specifically, just because I had a few questions on it. So it's a very simple technique. I do use it all the time, particularly when there's a task that I don't want to do. If you find yourself procrastinating on something or there's a task that you really don't fancy, then I would highly recommend using Pomodoro. That's how I find the best way to do it. So there's 5 steps. Step 1 is you just choose your task, so decide what the task it is, and then you set a timer for 25 minutes. So 25 minutes doesn't sound very long at all. And so usually the reason why I quite like that is saying, 25 minutes, it's not very long. This is a horrid task. I can see myself focusing on this particular task for 25 minutes. So that means no emails, no Slack, no phone, no talking to anyone. It's just proper focus for 25 minutes. Then you take a break for 5 minutes after when the 25 minutes timer goes off. So whether that is standing up and getting a glass of water, doing a quick couple of stretches, or for me, sometimes it's just quickly checking my Slack, my messages, and my emails. And then the timer should go off at the end of those 5 minutes, and then you do another 25 minutes. So you keep doing it, within your given time frame. Maybe you only have time for one Pomodoro session, or you have time for a couple, whatever happens. If you're doing a longer session, then after you've done 4 rounds of 25 minutes, then you take a longer break. So 15 or 30-minute break. Certainly suggest you get up from your desks at least, briefly every hour. And so that's how Pomodoro works. And there's lots of ways that you can set the timer. The one way you could do it is you could use old school timer. So this time management method actually was called Pomodoro, the Italian word for tomato, because the inventor Francesco Cirillo he used a tomato-shaped kitchen timer. So that's where it got its name from. So you can use that. You can just use your phone even. You have a timer obviously on there. You can just do it old school. Or you can use apps. Of course, there's plenty of apps that you can use. Or you can use something like some task management tools. So this one, for example, is Kanban Flow. And if you have a heap of tasks on here, so just say we'll just have a task. Save and close. And then here you can see there's a little timer. So you click on that, you select your task being that one, and then you press start. And then you can see it does a countdown. And it tells you when it's going to stop and when you're going to have to go again. And then it will switch to the 5 minutes, give you 5 minutes, switch back to 25. And then if you've done that 4 times, it'll switch to 15 minutes. So it does exactly as a Pomodoro is set up. So you can use something like that. But there's plenty of ways that you can work it out. That all you need to do is make sure you choose one task, 25 minutes, solid, and then taking a break. So that is your Pomodoro. So the reason why I think this is really useful is it just encourages focus. I can tell you from experience, you will be shocked how much you can get done in 25 minutes of focus. So again, it doesn't sound very long, but because you are not going to allow distraction, so whether you Put your phone in the other room if you're working from home, or in the drawer if you're at your desk. Switching off Slack, switching off emails, putting your headphones on, even if it's got no music, just so nobody interrupts you. Having that 25 minutes, it is amazing how much you get done. So that's why I really love it. It also helps you with stress. So, I am the type of person that can really get a bit overwhelmed, and, well, especially in the past, where I could get really overwhelmed with my task list, or there's things that I really don't want to do and I just keep thinking about them rather than actually doing them. It kind of helps you, burning out over, getting quite worried about it and thinking about your load. It just focusing on that one thing, it just helps with that. And it also gives you a 5-minute break, getting up and getting some water. Doing 25 and 5 is much more than not having a plan at all. And then it really increases your productivity. So again, just having 25 minutes to really focus on something, it is amazing how much you can really get done. So I think this is useful. It doesn't matter if you're a finance manager or a CFO. I feel that this is a really interesting tool to test and see if it works for you. Whether it's just for a 30 minutes, I've got 30-minute break, what can I do? Oh yeah, there's this one task I have to do, let's do Pomodoro. Or if you've got to, build a budget and you've got a 2-hour break and you've selected that you're going to just focus on this for 2 hours, it's a good way of forcing you to take a break rather than just staring at a screen for 2 hours solid. It's not good for your body, not good for your brain, and actually you'll think better by taking those short breaks, and your body will help you as well. So anyway, I hope that's really useful. As usual, there's an article that goes with this video that I'll link below, or you're already watching it embedded within the article. And I do have quite a few articles about structuring your day and making sure that you have enough time for self-study and that long-term planning. So I'll link those below as well. So I hope that's useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.